So we have seen how we can create a object and how we can create a tab for it and how we can create some fields with different data types. So you people better practice with different data types because we created only few data types. We have taken currency, number and pick list and multi-select pick list. So some of those we have seen, but you please go through each and every data type and try to create fields and let me know if you got any doubts in that. Okay, so yeah, just go to any of the records. Okay, so this is the page layout we have.
Can't see the screen.
So I repeatedly do this kind of mistake. I'm really sorry for that.
No problem. Thank you.
So yeah, are you guys able to see my screen now?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I repeatedly do this. I'm really sorry for that. All right. So this is the page layout. Okay. So we have seen how we can make a field mandatory when we are creating the field, right? So in the same way, we can also make the field mandatory in the layout. If you go to edit layout here and come down and go to any of the fields, rate of interest. So or else take some other field, number of employees. So on the screen you can see some minus button and some settings. So if you click on this settings properties, see here you can either make the field read only or you can make the field required. So now we got two ways of making a field mandatory, right? So if you make it as required, click OK and save. Right? What is that field? Number of employees. Now this field is empty. If I edit and if I try to save it, then I will get some error. Okay, so there is some error because we made the field as mandatory at the page layout level. So now we have seen making a field mandatory in two ways. Okay, so we have two more ways. In the coming sessions we are going to see how we are going to make the field mandatory. So now while creating the field we have seen how we can make a field mandatory, and at the page layout level we have seen how we can make the field mandatory. Okay, so give some value, number of employees, maybe some value, and click save. Right. Okay, so now you are able to save the record, and in the same way try with some other field. So let me go with the rating field. So edit the layout. See here you can see the option to edit the layout. Click on it, and where is the rating field? Here. Okay, so if you click on these properties, you can either make the field read only or make the field required. Okay, right. So see, you can see some star symbol with the red color. So that doesn't mean, I mean, that says that the field is required. So click on save and again try to edit and save the record. Okay, you can see the red color mark here and try to save it. Now you are not able to save because we made the field mandatory at the page layout level. Give some value and now save it. Right? Okay. So I see this layout is not looking very nice, right? So if you want to change the layout, just go to the layout, edit layout, and you can move the fields here. I don't want to see the country on the top. What I wanted to see is, I wanted to see the account details in the beginning, and the address information should go to the down. So in that case, you can move all the fields down. See, all the fields have moved down, and these all fields are displayed in one column. So I want to move some of the fields from here to this side. Then just drag and drop. so that you can make your page layout attractive. Okay, so header visible on edit only. Okay, so whenever you are editing the record, then only you can see this account information. But on the detail page, let me tell you what is edit page and what is detail page. So go to any account. This is the detail page. After saving the record, you will be navigated to this page. So this is nothing but your detail page. If you edit, then it is nothing but your edit page. If you save, then that is your detail page. So let me give the values. Now this is the detail page. Okay, see here, I can see the section address information and additional information, but I am not seeing my account information here because in the layout, see account information, this header is visible only when the page is edited. Now if you edit this page, you can see the account information. Click on edit. See now, account information is there, address information is there. So if you wanted to see your account information on the detail page also, then just click on it. Display section header on edit page and also on the detail page. Click on OK and save. Now if you refresh this page, it is going to be changed totally. See, the page layout is modified. We can see account information, address information. So anyway, we have two address informations because I have created some of the fields for some other purpose for the previous batch, right? So click on save. Right. Now you can clearly see account information, address information and additional information, right? Okay. And this is your account page, and the records which you see below your account are nothing but the child records. Okay. See, contact is the child and opportunity is the child and case is the child of account object, right? And activity history. What is the activity for this record? So you can track your activity history and notes and attachments, partners and approval history. We'll come to see these things in the later sessions. Okay. So if there are any list of records on the down of a record, then those are nothing but your child object records. So contact parent is account, opportunity is having parent account. Okay, so case is also the child of account. So these three are child of account. So that is why you are able to see these records. So under account we have these two contacts and one opportunity and these many cases associated with this particular account. Okay, anyway we are going to see the page layout concept in detail when we go to record types and page layouts concept. Okay, so just to give you a clear idea of what exactly it is, I'm just telling you this. Right now we have seen two ways of making a field mandatory. Now we now going to see one more way of making a field mandatory. So we can write a validation rule. We can write a validation rule to make a field mandatory. So before going for that, what is a validation rule? Let me explain. So whenever you are whenever you are filling some application online, sometimes it will throw some error messages when you are giving some false information, I mean incorrect information. If suppose take the example of phone number, so phone number is of 10 digit characters, right? So if you are entering some 11 characters by mistake, it will throw you some error message in some cases. Okay, so that is nothing but there is a validation rule which has been throwing that error message. Okay, so what validation rule will do is it will validate the data provided by the user before saving, before committing the record information to the database. Before committing the information to the database, it is going to validate whatever the information you have provided. Okay, so for that purpose we are going to write some validation rules. Okay, so say suppose account number must be of 11 digit characters. So we are developing a banking application, and each and every customer will be having a account number of 11 digit characters. So some person by mistake he may be entering some 10 characters or 12 characters. Okay, in that case I don't want that particular record to be committed to the database. In that case I can write a validation rule and prevent the user from entering the false information by mistake. Okay, so let me show you a basic example of that kind. Right, so just go to validation rules. So see what are the fields available. We have a, see, take the example of account number. Okay, so account number must be of length 11 characters. If any user is entering more than 11, then I wanted to fire an error message. For that, go to your validations and click on new. Write your rule name. Account number. Always try to follow the naming conventions. By seeing the rule name itself, all the developers who are working must be able to understand for what purpose the developer has written this validation rule. So always it is a best practice to follow the naming conventions. Account number must not be more than 11 digits. So the limit is reached for this. So you can give the description, because you cannot have a long name in the role name. So here you can have the description. Account number must not be more than 11 digits, right? And see here we can see different functions. These are all the functions which we can use in the validation rule, right? So all these functions: date, time, logical, mathematical, text, and advanced functions, right? So as a beginner we may not be familiar with all these functions, but see here on your right side you can see operators and functions. Just click on it, you will be navigated to the other tab where you can see the description of all the functions. So if at all you got any doubt, then you can just come here and you can see the description of each and every function. Okay, see, blank value, is blank, is null, null value, prior value. So these are all explaining for what purpose you have to use this function. Okay, right. So if you got any doubt, you can just go to these functions and refer them, and you can use these functions in your validation rule. Okay, so for now I need a length function. Okay, so we have a function called length. See, this is length. So it gives you the description here, returns the number of characters in a text string. Okay, so just select this and give the field value. Okay, so give the field value, insert the field. You can see this option, insert the field. So I need account number, insert. Okay, so length account number greater than 11. That's it. So if you want to check for any errors, you can just click on this check syntax and it will show you if there are any mistakes. Okay, So error message. What error message you wanted to be displayed on the front end? So account number must not be more than 11 digits. Right, where you want to display this error message, on the top of the page or exactly at the field value? We'll see both. First, let me print this error message on the top of the page. Click on save. Right, we have written a validation rule and the validation rule is active. We need to check whether this validation rule is active or not. If that is not active, then we need to activate it. Okay, so now go to any of the existing records. Account number must not be more than 11 digits. So right, edit. Where is the account number? This is the account number. Save. See, we got a error message. Account number must not be more than 11 digits. So this is at the top of the page. Okay. So sometimes if you print your error message on the top of the page, then if the page has too many fields, then I need to search where is this account number, right? So to avoid such kind of things, then go to your validation rule, edit it, and now I wanted to display my error message exactly at the field so that the user directly goes to that field and modifies it. I wanted to display the error message exactly at the account number field. Save the record. Now this error message will be displayed exactly at your field. Click on save. See, account number must not be more than 11 digits, right? So this is how you can use your validation. You can validate the information provided by the user. Now you are going to save it, right? That is saved. Okay, right. Next, so I want to make a field mandatory. Okay, so I want to make a field mandatory. For that, now write a validation rule. Just check the fields. So account number is not mandatory. Let me go and make the same field as mandatory. Again, here you can go to your validation rule. So this is a quick access menu. So sometimes this will be disabled in some organizations. So you can enable it and you can go for your validation rules here. If that is disabled, you cannot see this one. If quick access menu is disabled, you cannot see this one. In that case, nothing to worry. You can go to the setup, go to account object, see customize accounts, and you can see the validation rules here. Click on this. This is one another way of navigation to the validation rules. Click on new. Account number is mandatory. I don't need to give any description here because the name itself is making me very much clear. So I don't need it. So account number, just see the data type of the field. Maybe it is text or number. So it is also accepting alphabets. So definitely that will be a text field. Let me check. Account number is text. Okay. So we have two functions to use to make a field mandatory. Okay. So is null is there, is blank is there. So what is the difference? Both are seems to be very much similar. See here, is blank and is null. Okay. So what is the difference? So is null we can use for number type. If the data type is number, then you can use is null. Is blank you can either use it for number and text. Okay. So determines if an expression is null and returns true. So he has not provided the information here, but is null for the number fields and is blank is for both number and text fields. Right, as it is text, now I am going to use is blank. insert selected function, and in the expression you can write your field name, account number, insert, right? Is blank account number. If this criteria is satisfied, then it is going to fire a error message. So what error message I need to write here? Please enter please enter account number, right? I want to display it on the top of the page. Save. Okay. So this is very basic validation rule. That is why you don't need to check for errors also. Okay. Right. Now try to save the record without giving any value in the account number. See, please enter account number. See, when you are making your field required, when you are creating it, then you can see this red color line beside it. And if you are making the field mandatory at the page layout level also, you can see this mark. But when you are making the field mandatory by using validation rules, you cannot see that symbol. Okay, right. If I give some value, now I can save, right? So that is the difference. They may ask you what is the difference between writing a validation, making a field mandatory by using validation rules and making a field mandatory at the page layout level. So you can explain. By making the field mandatory at the page layout level and while creating the field, we can see that red color mark so that the user is able to understand the field is mandatory. Until and unless it fires some validation message, the user is not able to find that the field is mandatory. Okay. Now again let me show you how I can print the same message at the field level. Just go and edit your validation rule, and I want to see the error message on the field, then account number, save, right? Please enter account number. Okay. So now if I give more than 11, account number must not be more than 11. Now it is going to be saved. Okay. So this is how you can validate the data before you are committing the data to the database. Okay. So that you can avoid false entries, right? So let me see some other validation rules.
I have a doubt, so
Yeah.
can we write both the validation rules in one rule?
Yeah. We can.
Okay. Do you have to put any operator in the middle
Yeah.
or?
End operator.
Okay.
Let me show you that also. So make any one of the validation rules inactive. Account number is mandatory. Make this validation rule inactive. Now account number is not mandatory because the rule is inactive. So let me go and check. Save. Now we are able to save without giving any value in the account number. Now what I do is I will write both the validation rules in one validation. Edit. Right. Sorry, this is inactivated. So go to your active validation rule. This is active. So you can use OR operator. See, you can see the operators here. You can use OR operator. See, these are all the operators you can use. Okay, this is for and this is for or. Or is blank, the same. Copy it and paste it. So if any one of the criteria is satisfied, or means if any one of the criteria is satisfied, then it is going to fire a validation error message. So if we need to modify the error message, account number is mandatory and must not be more than 11 digit. Click on save. Right, that is saved. So now if you go here, edit and save. Okay, account number is mandatory and must not be more than 11 digits. So give some value which is more than 11 digits, save. You got the error. And now remove. That is saved. So you can reduce your validation rules. Okay, right. Thanks, Harsha. I thought of telling this after this one. So anyway, you reminded.
Thank you.
Right. So now we'll see for some more validation rules. So is there any field called SSN number? Let me check in the fields. So there is no SSN number field. Let me create it and let my roommates remind once again to be quiet for some time. Just give me a second. I'm sorry for that. Right. Sorry about that. So we don't have a field called SSN. So I want to create a field SSN number and I want to put that field in a particular format. So something like this. I wanted to have all the numbers, but the format must be something like this. So first three characters and a space and again the next three characters and space hyphen and next three characters. So I wanted to print the number in this format, and if any user is not printing this number in this format, I wanted to remind him, please enter your number in this format. So for that, what I can do is we have a function called regex. So we call it as regular expression. Okay, so that is, we can call it as regular expression. Now for that, what I do is I go and create a field. So here we can create fields. So that is a text field. I should take text. If I take number, then I may not be able to enter special characters. Okay, so that is why I should take a text field. See here, if you take number, allows users to enter any number. Leading zeros are removed. Right, so that is why we should not use number here. So if you use text, you can either enter numbers, letters and any special characters. Next, so SSN number length, you can specify the length, take some 16. Next, make it visible to all the profiles. This is where we are giving profile level, profile access. Okay, right. Go next and save. So if you go to your page layout, if you edit it, you can see the SSN number. This is SSN number. Okay, right. So go to validations, new validation rule, SSN, yeah, number format. You can find your regular expression function here. Okay, so it is saying text and regular expression text. So that means you need to enter your field name at text and you need to enter your expression. How you are going to use that function, you can enter here. So now here, this is my SSN. And okay, so right. So first let me show you how I can use it without brackets. Three characters from 0 to 9 you can enter. Okay, so how many of these? Three numbers. Three numbers without, I mean from 0 to 9. After that a space, right? And again 0 to 9 with three characters and a hyphen space and hyphen space, and again 0 to 9. This is also of three characters. Let me check for syntax errors and closing brace, right? Check syntax, syntax error. Maybe I reversed it. Curly brackets here and braces here. Let me check. Again syntax error. So if you got any doubt, then you can go and check here. Right, right, right. So the mistake is this must be in the square brackets. Right. Now it is fine. space and put it in square. Right. So I want to have a hyphen here. Now it will be fine. Else put it in string. So the compiler is unable to understand what this stands for. So that is why we need to put everything under string. Then we won't get any error. Hopefully, yes. So now this is the format I wanted to use for my SSN. So first three characters, first three digits and a space, and next three and a space and hyphen and space and next three digits, right? So please enter the SSN number in this format. You can have a example so that the user will be able to understand. 000 space 000 space hyphen. Okay, right. On the top of the page I wanted to display. Save. And here see, validation rule fires when the criteria is satisfied. Okay, so here we need to include not function, because when the expression is not in this format, then we wanted to fire a validation error message. When the expression is with the same format, we don't want to. If you remove not here, if any user is entering the number in this format, then it is going to fire. But our goal is when the user is not entering the number in this format, then we wanted to fire error message. So for that reason, we need to add a not function. Again, check for syntax errors. No errors. Save it. Right. Now come here and enter some random number. Right. Please enter the SSN number in this format. So I have, there is a typo mistake here. Right. Right. So now I will enter in this format and we'll see space space hyphen save. No errors. Right. So other than this format, if you give any other format, it is going to fire error message. So what I do is now I remove space, click save. Please enter the SSN number in the format, and you can try in as many ways as you can. Definitely it is going to fire the error message, right? See, it is giving you the error. Now let me tell you how I can include the brackets. So I wanted to have my number something like this. So I wanted to have brackets for the first three numbers and space and brackets and space. So I wanted to have my validation in this format. So how many characters it is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. So it is already 16 characters. And what is the length of this field? We need to check because it won't accept beyond the length. View fields. What is the length? Length is 16. So it can accept to 16 characters only. So go and increase the length, make it to 18. Save, refresh the page so that the changes will be effectively work. So now I want to have my number something like this. Okay, so I want to have my number in this format. So if I click save, I am going to get error. Okay, right. Now we are going to save. Now we are going to modify the regular expression format. Maybe something like this. Let me try. And maybe this, I guess. So let me change it. Let me check with the first. Check syntax. No errors. Right. This is perfect. Again. Right. Okay. So what I did is I am just adding open brace. After 3 characters, I am adding closing brace. Here open brace and a closing brace after 3 characters. Again space, hyphen, space and the next 3 characters. Check syntax, no errors, save. So this is the format. Now it should be saved. Let me check. Right, that is saved. Okay. So now just do some modification and now it should fire error message. Okay, please enter the SSN number in this format. So you won't be doing this kind of examples many times, because once you create field and create your validation, that's it. You'll be doing this kind of things maybe once or twice and not more than that, because we don't be using this kind of scenarios. Definitely when SSN number or phone number is there, definitely we are going to use this kind of format, but that will once created and you will never touch it again. Okay, so very rarely we use these kind of functions, right? Next, so now we have seen a number fields and text fields, but how it is going to be with the pick list fields? So pick list is a different scenario, right? So let me once again, yeah, no problem. So pick list is a different one, because pick list is having many values and you are going to select one value among those. So how we can write a validation rule for the pick list, we will see. So what are the pick lists available here? We have rating field. Okay, so if rating is equal to hot, I wanted to fire error message. So in the beginning itself, I don't want any user to enter rating hot. Okay, let me check how I can do that. Sorry, view validation rules, click on new. So for all the pick lists, we need to add a function text in the before. Okay, so text, or else directly you can use is pick value. We have a function called is pick value. Okay, right. Pick list field is rating. Hot, and this must be in the quotations. Check syntax. No errors found. Copy this and paste it here. Save. So if I save any record with pick list rating hot, then rating should not be hot. Okay, so view validation rules, and let me create one more new validation rule. So what I do is, now we have industry. Okay, so if industry is equal to null, I wanted to fire some validation. Then where is industry? Somewhere here you can see industry. Right. So if industry is equal to null, I wanted to fire a validation. So is blank, is null, these two work for number and text fields. So for pick list, text of industry equals null. So for null you can use some empty codes. If text industry is equal to null, I wanted to fire my validation rule. Check for syntax, no errors found. Just copy your rule name and paste it here. Okay. So for number or text fields, I can use is blank or is null. Is blank or is null of industry. That's it. That makes fine. But here, as we are dealing with pick list, we need to use text function. So on the top of the page, I wanted to show the error message. Save. I have given pick list value of industry none and trying to save it. Industry should not be null. Okay, so that is the difference between using a pick list field and a normal text or number field, right? So this is fine for today. If I go explaining so many, you may be confused. So we'll see some other examples tomorrow. Any doubts for today's session? If you got any doubts, then you can ask me. So if no doubts, then we'll see tomorrow. Thanks for attending. Good night, guys.
Good night, bro. Thanks.
Yeah. Good night, Srinu. Right. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Thank you, Srini.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Ishwar. Thanks, Jay. Thanks for attending.